So we're cruising right now. I was trying to put together a video for week 2, which I guess would be a video of week 1 sailing. But we're actually flying along pretty good. And if I go down below and start trying to work on the computer, I get seasick now. I probably shouldn't admit that out loud. But anyways, right now we are on our way to Fiji. What? Fiji? I thought we were going to Hawaii. Nope. We're going to Fiji. For multiple reasons. One is my generator. So I got to think about whether I'm going to try to fix it or do what I originally wanted to do, which is put a high output alternator on one of the motors and have that be my backup charging. And that way, every time I'm running the motors, it's charging up the batteries. Definitely the more expensive way to go, but definitely much, much better. So that's reason number one. The other reasons are multiple different things. My poor planning. It's not really by poor planning, but it was going to take longer than I was hoping. A lot of that had to do with the generator and not being able to power up the batteries the way that I want to. The only way I could really get a good charge on the batteries during the day is basically if I put the mainsail down and strap the boom to the side so that the big panels on the roof got all the sun they could get. And that was just going to add a week plus onto the trip to Hawaii. I mean, so now we're talking about taking a month plus to get there. And I was like, nah, I don't think so. So I figured I'd head to Fiji. Although this is going to be like the longest trip to Fiji from Australia. Especially in this boat. This boat should be able to do it in like 5 or 6 days, especially with good weather. It's going to be a 2-week trip. Not quite 2 weeks, but it's going to take me as long to get to Fiji as my wildest dreams of how it would have taken me to get to Hawaii, time-wise. But it is what it is. Right now, we're absolutely screaming along. I think we're probably averaging 12 or 13. And it's kind of rough. Like I said, I was going down below trying to put some of the footage I had together for this next episode. And I don't get seasick very easily. And honestly, being out on deck and everything, no problems whatsoever. But down in that cabin, looking at a computer screen through this, and those of you who sail know a monohull versus a catamaran, they ride very differently, especially a fast catamaran. A monohull is nice and kind of wallows through, and it's tipsy and all that, but it's very a fluid motion. A catamaran has kind of this kind of unbalanced, like jostling back and forth, which is not too bad, especially in like a bigger catamaran, a cruising catamaran, not in terrible weather, but they're not terrible. But this thing at the speeds that it goes, it's just it's skipping along like crazy. So it's a very jostling motion. So yeah. Listen. Right as I come over here, that we've slowed down a little bit, but we're still going along pretty good. Not quite like 20 knots, but mid to low teens. It'll get us where we want to go quick enough. One interesting thing about this catamaran, especially being a performance catamaran, you see how we got big old dagger boards and all that. Well, we have very long, thin hulls. those dagger boards are almost useless in a way. Going kind of fast, maybe close hauled. I'll use it a little bit. I don't ever put them all the way down, maybe halfway. But this thing tracks so well, just the hulls in general, that the dagger boards are not that important. I haven't had a lot of experience seeing what it's like at super high speeds at close hauled, but in general, I mean, if there's no current around, I very rarely see my course over ground versus direction off by more than 2 degrees, maybe 3, without the dagger boards down. And anytime I see a big deviation or something strange like that, I look down, and usually we've got something crazy like a 3-knot side current or something to that point. But yeah, these hulls just kind of dig right in. Compared to a lot of newer catamarans too, they're very square. You know, they don't have that rounded shape, especially like you look at a HH or a gunboat or something like that, and they have these very flat yet rounded hulls. I'm sure they plane much nicer than these, but it is what it is. It's older. She still goes like hell, but she loves power. This is not a finesse boat. It's not like it takes a little bit of wind and it gets up on a plane or something and starts going fast. And it's like, no, just give it more sail. She just wants more sail, and then she'll go fast. Like, the only time I ever need to take sail down is when I'm scared. And it's not me. It's not the boat. It's me. So it's a very interesting boat. And we've got this hopefully these shots aren't too bad. I got my it's bright out. The sunglasses are on. I can't see what the camera has going on for the life of me. But it is a gorgeous day out. For sailing, at least. We got winds in the mid to high teens. It's a little rough, but nothing too crazy. Nothing that makes you go, like, wanting to slow the boat down. There were a few nights ago, where, because I had been going slower because of taking the main down during the day to charge the batteries, that I just, let it rip at night. And it wasn't necessarily the best idea. The boat took it fine. She tried to kill me a few times, but the boat took it fine. She's moving right along. I still haven't seen much sea life. Just seabirds. Nothing but seabirds. I feel like an old man yelling at him, "Get off my lawn," or something. I feel a little bit bad, but all they do is shit on your boat. It's like, come on. But either or. So, yeah, that's my update for this week. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll try to do some shorts as well. And I got to start working on my paperwork for Fiji. Hopefully that doesn't take too long, or maybe the wind will die down later. But so everybody in the comments was looking for a tour of the boat. Here's a video from the broker when I bought the boat. So I'll give you a quick little overview of kind of what the boat looks like out of the water. Of course, I've changed all the colors and liveries and everything else. But in general, it's the basic boat.
And it's got brand new BNG radar, bow thruster, lots of solar. Supposedly it's 2,700 watts of solar. Trampolines are nice and huge on each side. Being a podcat, a little different. Dagger boards, just talked about those. A ridiculously huge anchor. A mess of lines. And then there's the cockpit. It's pretty awesome for cruising. 2 carbon fiber steering wheels. I mean, those are pretty neat. Brand new BNG chart plotter, an older BNG chart plotter, as well as brand new VHS. A couple of small little BNG. I changed the seats. I put a bench seating in, similar to like a center console. It's a little bit more comfortable and easier to deal with. There's the interior, pretty straightforward. Refrigerators on your right, settee on your left, electronics upper left hand corner. The fancy refrigerator all the nice boats have, sink and induction stove. Then you have 2 bunks, pretty simple, and a small head. So that's the basic overview of the boat. So next week's episode is going to be pretty interesting. There's a lot that's gone on in the last week, and looking forward to putting it into a video, I think. Thanks for everybody for watching the first video and this video. I was amazed at how many people have watched it. I didn't expect to get that many views that quickly. It's nothing crazy, but for one I was expecting, I'm impressed. And thanks again.
So, like, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff. Thanks for watching, even though this wasn't a real big video, just a little update. Yeah. See you next week.